The Ezekiel window. Ezekiel lived about 580 years before Christ and 50 years after Jeremiah. Ezekiel grew up in the last years of Hebrew independence, an independence which would not happen for the Jewish people again until 1948, over 2,500 years later. Ezekiel was one of thousands of Jews deported to Babylon in 597 BC. He lived with exiles by the Chebar Canal, which connected the Tigris and Euphrates rivers above Babylon. In the 5th year of his captivity, he was called to become a prophet. The account of his calling is given in the 1st and 2nd chapters of Ezekiel's book, and is pictured both in the upper and lower panels of the Ezekiel window. The lancet window depicts Ezekiel with hands upraised, as if he is rejecting the gold scroll which is offered by the hand of God, a scroll inscribed with dirges of doom. Ezekiel writes in chapter 3, verse 2, "So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness." And thus Ezekiel was moved to prophesy out of a sense of joy in doing the divine will. To understand the lower panel, we must read chapter 1 of Ezekiel. Ezekiel says, "There was a great whirlwind from the north, with a great cloud and fire, and in the midst of it the likeness of 4 living creatures. The first was the face of a man, the second the face of a lion, the third the face of an ox, and the fourth the face of an eagle." What Ezekiel saw advancing in the cloud was not God himself, but likenesses of living creatures which gave assurance of God's presence and power. The explanation of this scene is this: exalted above all other creatures is man, but above all other wild beasts, the lion, above all other domestic animals, the ox, above all other birds, the eagle, but above all, God.